Cello. 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 Good morning, Cello. Good morning. Where them guys at? Where them troops at? Okay. Good morning, Cello. Where them troops at? Where them troops at? Where the National Guard at? Good morning. I'm calmer this morning. Let me talk a little slower so I can finish my sentences. Blame it on the medicine. Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago / Chiraq, signed an executive orders. Okay, now, let me bring y'all up to speed of the smoke and screen with the dog and pony show. Okay, from Mayor Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago / Chiraq. Where them troops at? Where them guards at? Oh, you can't make this
Mayor
up.
Johnson says the city of Chicago could see National Guard troops in a matter of days, while the mayor says he has not received any specific detail on what military action or federal law enforcement could look like. He believes that this executive order could help protect the rights of Chicagoans.
We do not want to see tanks in our streets. We do not want to see families ripped apart. We do not want grandmothers thrown into the back of unmarked vans.
With a stroke of a pen, Mayor Johnson signing an executive order establishing the Protecting Chicago Initiative. It directs city agencies to regularly submit Freedom of Information Act requests in regards to actions taken by the Department of Homeland Security. It reaffirms that the Chicago Police Department will remain a locally controlled law enforcement agency.
And so this is about making a very clear distinction between what our law enforcement engages in versus what federal agents engage in.
The executive order also calls on federal law enforcement to follow municipal policies, including officers are prohibited from wearing masks to conceal their identities. Body cameras must be worn and activated while interacting with a member of the public. And officers must display the name of the federal agency, last name, and badge number. Alderman Ray Lopez believes the deployment of National Guard troops could help improve public safety and doesn't believe the mayor's executive order accomplishes much.
I believe that we already work with the federal government on multiple levels. This would just be an enhancement to that. And there are safeguards in place, and there should be nothing stopping us from exploring those options. Look, if the president and the mayor actually had a real conversation as opposed to talking at each other, maybe we could work some of this out.
Alderperson Mike Rodriguez from the 22nd Ward disagrees.
How would you feel if you're in a little village trying to send your kid to school, go to church, try to open your shop with tanks potentially running down your street? This is unacceptable, un-American, unwarranted, and counterproductive to the public safety we're trying to bring to the city.
We in Chiraq.
The mayor also directs the city to pursue all legal and legislative avenues to stop the deployment of National Guard troops. Outside City Hall, Lisette Nunez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
First of all, Chicago is Chiraq, baby. It's Chiraq. It is Chiraq. Now, this is what I want to school people on. Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, Chiraq. Signing this executive order, talking about what he don't want to come into Chicago. Baby, let me tell you something to my audience, to the people that don't realize what Brandon Johnson did with signing these executive orders. That don't mean nothing, because Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and the federal government can overrule any of this, okay? Any of this they can overrule. Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago / Chiraq, has advocated for illegal immigrants and not for the residents of Chicago. When he talk about we don't want to see 60-year-old grandmothers thrown into vehicles, he's not talking about the residents of Chicago. He's talking about illegal immigrants. People that's been over here that did not take the time to get their paperwork done. You know, like they want us to have our IDs, but they don't care about the illegals. They can walk around with nothing. Okay, so let me show you what Brandon Johnson, what he has consisted of. Y'all bear with me. I'm Karma. For people that don't live in Chicago, everybody respects your opinion. If you don't live in Chicago, and if you don't have family, your opinions are respected. But Chicago / Chiraq has been off the chain for years, okay? It's been off the chain. Chicago, Chiraq. Now, let me show you. This is really what's going on. Wow, they're trying to tell you Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, Chiraq, Governor Pritzker, all of these people that pockets have been lined for bringing in these illegal migrants. I want you to see something. Immigration raids detained 100 people in Chicago area. Top cop says, but he doesn't know how many have criminal records. Okay? Where them troops at? Where them troops at? Where they at? Where they at? Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I'm slower. I'm taking my time this morning. I'm not acting out on emotions. I'm not going to act out because I have 2 living uncles in their 80s and 70s that live in Chicago, cousins that live in Chicago, and they want the National Guard to be bought in, okay? Hold on. Where them troops at? 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 Hold on, I'm trying to find where them troops at. Hold on. So let me show you what Brandon, Mayor
Finding good,
Brandon
biased, trustworthy advice,
Johnson,
water quality, not to mention the right
what he's about.
On to Capitol Hill now, where Mayor Brandon Johnson was holding firm on his commitment to keep Chicago's sanctuary city laws in place.
Republicans not holding back during today's House Oversight Committee hearing, and political reporter Tamon Bradley is here with more on the performance.
Ray and Lourdes, at the 6-hour-long hearing, Mayor Johnson and other mayors stood firm in their support for protecting undocumented immigrants as the red-hot GOP panel lobbed questions.
Do you solemnly swear?
Today, Brandon Johnson, one of 4 Democratic mayors, hauled before Congress to answer for their sanctuary city laws. In the made-for-camera spectacle, the Republican-led committee grilled Johnson about undocumented immigrants accused of crimes and taxpayer dollars spent supporting migrants.
Any individual that
Yes or
causes
no?
harm
Yes or
and
no?
breaks
Okay,
the
Mayor
law
Wu,
should be held
this
accountable.
is why you have 6% approval rating, because you suck at answering questions.
About 1% of our overall budget.
What is that?
Because I don't have the city's budget in front of me. Numbers.
It's 1%, and if you want the actual calculation, we can make sure someone.
You're the mayor. You don't have the math in front of you.
It's 1% of the overall budget over the last 4 years.
That's why you're a failing
which
mayor.
is
Mayors Johnson, Eric Adams of New York, Michelle Wu of Boston, and Mike Johnston of Denver are accused of protecting criminals and thwarting Trump administration deportation efforts.
I have a family here today, Mr. Chairman, who lost their beautiful loved one. This young man was killed by an illegal immigrant in Texas that never should have been in our country.
The four cities limit local law enforcement cooperation with ICE. In Chicago, for example, police policy and state law prohibits officers from coordinating with ICE or asking about a person's immigration status. Republicans call this obstruction. But Mayor Johnson argues not assisting ICE has made Chicago safer.
crime is down in Chicago.
Listen to this
In
clown.
2024 with its lowest homicide rate in 5 years.
They
There's
fudged
trust
the
between
records
cities, residents,
allegedly.
and the police. Undocumented immigrants come forward to report crimes to local law enforcement and provide information that helps the police solve those crimes.
The heat on Mayor Johnson is not going away. Despite the Department of Justice suing Illinois and Chicago for blocking anti-immigration efforts, Congresswoman Anna Paulina said she's referring the four mayors to the DOJ for further investigation.
It was contentious today, okay? Thank you, Taman.
That's the.
Let's face
That's what the mayor of Chicago, also known as Chiraq. See, he's a coward. He is a coward, okay? Brandon Johnson is a coward because if he wanted to make Chicago safe, tell me what would be so hard to get community leaders, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, all community activists from all backgrounds, all race, color, creed, religious, political backgrounds, all community activists to work together for the entire city of Chicago. Sounds good, don't it? I mean, bring everybody in, bring everybody together. Let's come up with a plan. Trump wants to send in the National Guard because Chicago, Chiraq, we got a problem. We've had problems. We done fudged the books, allegedly. Well, you know, they won't throw that in there. Because crime ain't down. But no. See, y'all got to relax, my people, that this is all smoke and scream, a dog and pony show. They want the division. They want the residents of Chicago to be in more fear. More fear. Chiraq. See, if Mayor Brandon Johnson wanted his city safe, why won't he go hard to deport illegal immigrants with criminal records, criminal backgrounds. You can't make this stuff up. If Mayor Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chiraq, wanted to make Chiraq safe again, he wouldn't have a problem deporting illegal immigrants with criminal records. He would not have a problem with ICE coming in. Where they IDs at? Where they paperwork at? But the Chicago police can pull people over, ask for their IDs. Where your IDs, where your FOID cards, where everything. Allegedly, the police department in Chicago will terrorize their own residents, but let immigrants, illegal immigrants that just came over here, who they gave money to, and they get a pass. The immigrants get a pass, but the residents of Chicago gotta show ID, gun cards, everything. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Mayor Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chiraq, cared more about illegal immigrants than he does the city of Chicago. He wants illegal criminals. He wants Venezuelan gangs. Okay? This is what this coward mayor of Chiraq wants. Hey, I'm just a messenger delivering the message of what I've seen. Mayor Johnson cares more about illegal immigrants. He don't care if they got criminal records. You got Venezuelan gangs running Chicago now. And he don't want ICE to come in. Please, please, somebody wake me up from this nightmare. Somebody wake me up from Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, Chiraq, who don't want illegal criminals, Venezuelan gang members to leave the city of Chicago. He's going hard for them. They already been known as Chiraq. And you bring in more problems? Wake me up from this nightmare. Wake me up. And then they putting fear factors in people. They raising red, black, and green flags. Oh, they coming in. They coming straight for the black residents. Well, they need to go to Old Block. Whole lot of neighborhoods they need to go to. I can't believe I'm living in a time that residents of Chiraq, tax-paying residents, have no rights. Illegals have taken over. And y'all sit up here and y'all go along with this. Don't be fooled by the hype. Mayor Brandon Johnson has not shown an ounce of making Chicago, Chiraq, a safe city. All Mayor Brandon Johnson has shown the city of Chicago, Chiraq, bring the illegal immigrants in. We don't care if they have records. We don't know. Bring them in. We're going to house them. We're going to clothe them. We're going to feed them. And then if they are criminals, we're not going to send them back. We don't care if they committed crimes over in Mexico, Venezuela, whatever countries they come from. We don't care. We're going to take them. We're going to bring them to the city of Chicago that's already known as Chiraq. We're going to bring more problems. Because I need that almighty immigrant money. I got to line my pockets. And all this is alleged. All of this is alleged. All of this is alleged. I'm going to show you. I'm trying to just show you what a terrible mayor he's been.
Wish you had a professional business address and phone number instead of your home address and personal number?
I'm going to let you know.
Every time I read and hear about another life that is lost because of violence, my heart breaks.
Mayor Brandon Johnson offered no quick solutions today after another violent weekend in Chicago. 64 people were shot, 11 fatally.
Our political editor, Mike Flannery, joins us now with more on...
This was 2 years ago.
Mike? Well, Anthony and Natalie, in the clearest terms yet, the mayor signaled Chicagoans should not expect any relief this summer from what he called a problem he inherited.
40 days into my administration, as I said, we're all fully aware of what I've inherited. And what I've inherited has been systems of failures.
Now, the mayor spoke at a Southside event marking the Mellon Foundation's donation of nearly $7 million to establish or alter 8 historical memorials here in Chicago.
And so the impact that it's going to have, it's not only educating a generation of how these systems fail and harm people, but we also have the ability to tell our stories with our art.
Now, among the projects announced today, the setting of a memorial to George Washington that has been defaced on occasion will be altered by artist Amanda Williams. Her work will be entitled...
Okay, enough of that. 2 years ago, when Mayor Brandon Johnson was in office, and he said this was what he inherited. Why didn't he send a task force? He did nothing. He was talking about this, what I inherited. He made an excuse. He gave no plan. Well, I'm the mayor. I'm going to come up with a task force. I'm going to try to find some solutions. Not this is what I inherited. This is the sorry coward that they have as mayor for the city of Chicago, also known as Chiraq. Huh. And you people, y'all getting y'all panties and briefs all ruffled up because Trump wants to send in the National Guard. Talking about what he inherited. Mayor Brandon Johnson has not shown any concern. Hold on.
The most legitimate existence of anyone in this country is the legitimate existence of a black man. About as long as I've been alive. So, also improve special education services. I will just say, as I finish my comments, the most legitimate existence of anyone in this country is the legitimate existence of a black man.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I understand that there are individuals that wish to use this as a political opportunity to sow seeds of doubt. But make no mistake about it, I am going to stand firm and flat-foot to ensure that our students get what they deserve. Because, just for the record, I was legitimate when I took an arrest against other administrations when they were closing down black schools. I was also legitimate when I went down to Springfield to fight for a fully elected school board. As you can tell, that they clearly expect a black man to do everything in less than 2 years. But I will say this, though. I do appreciate the energy. I do. Because I do know that
there they go with the black man.
It would mean that we are moving in status quo. But the fact that things are moving and shifting, it means I'm doing exactly what I was elected to do.
Now, you can't make this. It's up.
In this country,
and I'm so sick of them talking about the black man. You didn't help. None of those. The black man, known as Mayor Brandon Johnson, you know, he's hollering, the black man. The black man, Mayor Johnson, didn't care about the black residents of Chicago. Okay? Don't believe the hype. All he cared about was the illegals. I'm so sick of them with this black man stuff. That black man, mayor of Chicago, also known as Chiraq, again, I repeat, he did nothing for the residents, the black residents of Chicago. And so, it's all a dog and pony show. Mayor Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, also known as Chiraq, you know what he did? He did a Trump move. He didn't like the school board. He fired all the school board officials for the city of Chicago and brought in his own people. See, this is why I tell y'all, this is all a dog and pony show from all sides, okay? All sides. He did a Trump move. He fired the whole school board. Okay? He fired the entire school board and brought in his own people. Hold on. I'm going to educate you. I'm going to educate you on Brandon Johnson. His coward behind. To me, they all working together. And the residents are suffering. All of this dog and pony show, smoke and screen mirrors, they're pathetic. These people are pathetic. Pathetic. That's what they are. And he's pathetic. And a coward on top of that. Okay? He comes up with every excuse that he can come up with. Now he's trying to act like, I care about the people. I did this, I did that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did not care. Hello, Jester T. Hello, Generation X. Hello, Pan. Hello, Jill's Comfort Zone. Hello, Young Riaz. Hello, Naomi. Hello, Calais. Hello, Susan. I am on the YouTube app. I just turned on my other device so I can speak to everybody in the chat. We put these people in office. Okay. You put them in office to do a job. Mayor Brandon Johnson was put in office to protect and serve the residents for the city of Chicago. But what we saw was a mayor that said, damn the Chicago residents. And this is all alleged. This is all my theory. This is all my opinion. We saw a mayor go hard. He went hard for those illegals. Y'all worrying about ICE coming to get undocumented illegals. I can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. There was a woman that was missing and then unalived Unalived? Hold on. Better yet, unalived. I'ma just show y'all what this mayor is about. You can't make this stuff up.
Yes, you're correct. It's a lot of abandoned buildings.
Hold on.
For a Rule 59 participation via remote means for Alderman Curtis to Barres.
Issue is not a law enforcement problem alone. It is a societal one.
Hold on.
Owns property
I'ma show y'all.
that is profitable to the community. You know, we could get
What Brandon Johnson has been about. See, y'all need, okay, let me slow down. In order to know what's going on in the city of Chicago,
To establish quorum, Alderman Hopkins is present. Vice Chairman Yancey.
You gotta watch
Alderman Chico.
some of these city council meetings.
Alderman Lopez. Alderman Curtis.
Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago.
Alderman Cincho Lopez.
Chiraq.
Here, thank you. Alderwoman Fuentes. Alderman Taliaferro.
Has not cared about the residents of Chicago.
Alderman Knudsen. Alderman Gardner. Alderman Martin. Alderman Mana Hoppenworth. Alderwoman Haddon. And Alderwoman Silverstein. And let the record reflect that Alderwoman Coleman is here in her capacity as Vice Mayor Pro Tem and is allowed to be counted for purposes of quorum. We do have a motion pursuant to Rule 39 to allow that to happen. Alderwoman Coleman, where are you? Okay. We have a request for a Rule 59 participation via remote means for Alderman Curtis, Tabares, Fuentes, Bizzotto, Vasquez, Knudsen, Gardner, and Martin. Is there a motion to allow? Moved by Alderwoman Haddon, hearing no objections, so ordered. We do have some public speakers. Before I call on them, I just want to remind our public speakers that the subject matter of today's hearing is a personal matter, and it's much more personable to some than others. Families have lost loved ones. Families have seen loved ones fall as a victim of violence. Some of those families do not know the fate of their loved ones and have not been able to attain closure because of it. This is a serious subject matter, and it goes to the heart of some of our Chicago residents that have experienced these tragedies. I would ask our public speakers to keep that in mind and to observe appropriate decorum as you take advantage of your 3 minutes of public testimony. With that, I will call the first witness, Brenda Stewart.
Educate yourself.
Good morning. I'm Brenda Stewart, the Executive Director of Ernestine's Daughter, a non-for-profit here in Chicago, on the west side of Chicago. For the past 10 years plus, we have been working to get some assistance and help in the missing and murdered women in our community. I'm in the community. I grew up in Chicago. For 59 years, I've been a part of Chicago. And it is very personal to me. I'm not going to say the person's name that's on there that was on the missing and murdered women. We have been fighting for years. And I would like to see a lot of change. I would like to see you come into the community and sit and talk. I would like to see some of these abandoned buildings turned into something that is profitable to the community. You know, we could get people are homeless. We can get these people together and let them work and then live in these buildings. You know, together we can find a solution if we work together. Thank you.
Also, please let the attendance roll call reflect the participation of Alderwoman Lee, Vice Mayor Burnett, and of course, Alderwoman Taylor, who was, her leadership was instrumental in providing the initiative for this meeting. The next speaker is Zoe Lee.
Good morning. Yes, you're correct. It's a lot of abandoned buildings. Domestic violence is very serious, and I'm also dealing with domestic violence when it comes to the city of Chicago violating me when it comes to my family's property. Now, Dorothy Tucker, I see you over there. Last year, I came to you and I told you about the city of Chicago stealing Black people's property and land. I also told you that the city of Chicago unlawfully demolished my family's property, which is a legal eminent domain. I showed you the same demolition paper that says the owner is the city of Chicago, which doesn't make sense because we have the deed, the original deed. This ain't no quick claim deed. This is the original deed, right? I also let you know my mom paid $40,000 for blueprints for what she was going to do over there, right? But you brought me donuts. I get triggered every time I go to Stan's Donuts because you brought me some donuts. You sat, you listened to me, you listened to my mother, you listened to the voicemail from the city of Chicago Law Department that gave the 3 options. But your producer, your young producer, told you not to take the case. But she was so happy to take that case about breaking into that lady's house, the police breaking into that lady's house, and she was naked. You know why? Because they make money off of our oppression. Anything that we do that embarrass us or kill us or anything like that when it comes to domestic violence, it's going to never stop because they keep making money off that. That's what the Democratic Party does. Okay? We make our bodies, Black people's oppressions, problems when it comes to our death or anything that's traumatic like domestic violence, the Democratic Party is never going to fix because that's how the Democratic Party keeps making money. I came to you because the city of Chicago and Cook County is stealing Black people's property. You are an investigative reporter, and you will not take this story because you know that it will open up the floodgates. Your father owns property with a white developer. Is that why? Is he stealing property too? Because I mean, this is what happened. This is a money laundering scheme, and this is what they continue to do. So I would like you to circle back around because I just sent you a text. I just sent you an email on Friday, letting you know about my press conference on my land at Sandpiper Lounge, and you didn't respond. So why don't you be a journalist, award-winning, and take my story?
The next speaker is
Yes.
Patricia Puente.
They are stealing Black people's property up there in Chicago for the illegals. Okay?
Back in the field.
The FBI wants me to head up a task force.
Let me tell you something.
I'm against noise. My name is Patricia Puente. I am against noise ordinance and
Let me see if I could.
2 letters. CW. Colored women. It's clear to my family. taxpayer. So when I have a problem, that people come and help, the police and everyone helps me with my problem. It's an issue for all of us.
My name is Lavinia Hood, co-founder and executive director of Mothers Opposed to Violence Everywhere. Thank you.
My name is Rabbi Michael Ben Yosef, a human rights activist from Chicago Activist Coalition for Justice, and social rabbi from Beth Shalom B'nai Zakim in Chicago.
Good morning. My name is Kayla, and I'm a youth intern for the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization.
Good morning. My name is Kiana Yanni Butler. I am a restorative justice instructor at Good Kids Mad City, GKMC. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Teresa Smith, and I'm also a participant in the COCO organization.
Good afternoon. My name is Brenda Myers-Powell. I am the co-founder of Ernestine's Daughter.
Hi, I'm Madeline Pattis, Senior Policy Advisor in the Mayor's Office.
Thank you, and we will start with testimony from Teresa Smith and Kiana Butler from COCO.
Okay, that's just a snippet to let you
Good morning
see.
again. My name is Teresa Smith, and I am the daughter of Daisy Hayes. My mom went missing in May 2nd, 2018.
These are the different people that were speaking on missing and unalivened women. Do your research, okay? Before y'all start bumping off at the gums, okay? Do your research. Watch some of these city council meetings, and you will see what a sorry mayor that Chicago, Chiraq has, okay?
Sticking with Chicago, the Democrat Mayor Brandon Johnson has already limited how much his city's police department can cooperate with federal immigration agents. He's doing everything he can, Army, to frustrate the Trump administration's deportation program.
I always thought that Lori, I Care My Hygiene, Lightfoot was the worst mayor in Chicago history, but I was proven wrong, right? It's Brandon Johnson, hands down. Hats off to you, Mayor Johnson. He is, this is not just me saying hyperbole that he's the worst mayor. He's literally the worst mayor in America. He, in February, was down to a 6% approval rating, not 60,
Wow.
6%. He has since been riding high to 28%, currently where he sits. More importantly, he's at 38% and 28% with the Black and Hispanic community, right? Which again goes to this trend of Black and Hispanic voters not wanting to see Democratic policies in their cities when it starts to affect them. Even a Black mayor is underwater, way underwater with Black voters. And when it comes to his fighting back on illegal immigration, well, of course they're not going to take this because they see the effects illegal immigration has had in their cities, right? When they have between 50 and 100,000 illegal immigrants causing crime in their city. Not all of them, of course, obviously. I mean, only an idiot would say that. But obviously any crime committed by an illegal immigrant is an additional crime we didn't have to have if they weren't in the city. So yeah, that's, of course, you see the Democrats losing. They lost the vote because they lost the election because of it. And then even more horrible, right? Okay, the Democratic Party of democracy, right? Brandon Johnson said he will not work with federal agents, even if he is constitutionally required. He said it. He said the quiet part out loud, that I don't care if legally I have to, I'm not going to do it. Even worse, Rita, is he said that he will instruct the police not to work with federal ICE agents, even if they are under attack. So if they are being attacked by people on the streets, he is telling the police, do not assist them. Never mind assisting them with moving out illegals. Don't help them in any way, shape, or form. This is dangerous. This is terrible. It's why he's such a poor mayor.
Ami Horowitz, thank you so much for your time tonight.